Welcome, dear listeners, to another profound journey with the Wordy Tales, where we unravel life's most significant lessons through compelling narratives. Today, we embark on a story that delves deep into the essence of our existence, a tale that illuminates the irreplaceable treasure we all possess, yet often squander: time. It is a powerful motivational story about a young man named Rohan, whose initial disregard for this precious commodity led him down a path of regret, only for him to discover its true value through hard-earned lessons. Imagine a bustling town, vibrant with life, ambition, and the constant hum of progress. In this town lived Rohan, a bright, intelligent young man, blessed with numerous talents. He possessed a keen mind, a creative spirit, and the potential to achieve greatness. However, Rohan harbored a pervasive flaw. He was incredibly lazy. His days were a meandering stream of procrastination, missed opportunities, and unfulfilled promises. He believed time was an endless river, always flowing, always there for him to dip into whenever he pleased. "There's always tomorrow," was his oft-repeated mantra, a phrase that became both his comfort and his eventual downfall. Rohan would wake late, linger over breakfast, and spend hours scrolling through trivialities on his phone. Projects at school were left until the 11th hour, resulting in rushed, mediocre work. Opportunities for learning new skills like playing an instrument or mastering a new language were consistently postponed. His friends would invite him to collaborate on exciting ventures, but Rohan would always find an excuse, promising to join next time. This pattern continued for years, slowly but surely eroding his potential and building a formidable wall of missed chances around him. He saw his peers flourish, achieving milestones, graduating with honors, starting promising careers, while he remained stagnant, a ship anchored firmly in the harbor, refusing to set sail. The turning point came during a crucial university examination period. Rohan, as usual, had procrastinated. Days turned into weeks and weeks into mere hours before the final papers. He had convinced himself he could cram everything in the last few nights, a strategy that had, by sheer luck, sometimes worked for less critical assignments. But this was different. The sheer volume of material, the complexity of the subjects, and the pressure of the stakes were overwhelming. He pulled all-nighters, fueled by caffeine and desperation, but his mind, unaccustomed to sustained effort, rebelled. His understanding was superficial, his recall fragmented. The examination hall felt like a battlefield where he was utterly unprepared. He saw the confident strokes of his classmates' pens, heard the quiet rustle of their turning pages, and a cold dread seeped into his bones. When the results were announced, Rohan failed spectacularly. It wasn't just a minor setback, it was a devastating blow, a public acknowledgement of his chronic negligence. The failure was a bitter pill, but it was also a much-needed jolt. The shame, the disappointment in his parents' eyes, and the stark reality of being left behind by his peers finally pierced through his complacency. He locked himself in his room, not out of laziness but out of profound despair. It was during these dark hours that he began to reflect, truly reflect, for the first time in his life. He saw his past not as a series of harmless delays, but as a graveyard of lost moments, lost potential, and lost opportunities. He realized that time was not an infinite resource. It was a finite, non-renewable commodity, ticking away relentlessly. Whether he used it or not, every second wasted was a second gone forever, never to be reclaimed, never to be relived. This realization, though painful, was also the genesis of his transformation. He sought guidance from an old, wise mentor in his town, a retired professor known for his profound insights into life. The professor listened patiently to Rohan's tale of woe. "My boy," he began, his voice gentle but firm, "time is the most democratic of all resources. Rich or poor, young or old, we all receive the same 24 hours each day. The difference lies in how we spend it." History is replete with examples of those who understood this fundamental truth. Benjamin Franklin famously declared, "Time is money," emphasizing its economic value. Yet its value transcends mere currency. It's the very fabric of life itself. The ancient Roman philosopher Seneca, in his treatise on the shortness of life, argued that life isn't short, we just waste a great deal of it. He urged us not to postpone living, to seize the present moment. For the future is uncertain and the past is unchangeable. The professor then outlined a step-by-step approach for Rohan to reclaim his life. Firstly, recognize that time management is not about doing more things, but about doing the right things. Prioritize. Use tools like the Eisenhower matrix, categorizing tasks into urgent, important, important, not urgent, urgent, not important, and neither urgent nor important. Focus on the important even if not urgent, to prevent future crises. Secondly, break down large goals into smaller, manageable steps. This combats the overwhelming feeling that often fuels procrastination. Each small victory builds momentum and confidence. Thirdly, eliminate distractions. Our modern world is a constant assault on our focus. Turn off notifications, create dedicated workspaces, and schedule periods of uninterrupted work. Fourthly, cultivate discipline through consistency. It's not about grand gestures, but about small daily habits. The Pomodoro technique, for instance, involves focused work intervals followed by short breaks, training your mind to concentrate. Finally, learn to say no. Protect your time fiercely from commitments that do not align with your goals or values. Rohan absorbed every word. He started applying these principles diligently. He began by creating a daily schedule, allocating specific times for studying, exercise, and even leisure, ensuring that leisure was a reward, not a default. He set smart goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. He started attending workshops, reading books, and actively seeking out opportunities he once dismissed. The path was not easy. Old habits die hard. There were days he felt the familiar pull of procrastination, but now, armed with awareness and tools, he fought back. He reminded himself of the sting of failure, the wisdom of the professor, and the irreversible flow of time. Slowly, imperceptibly at first, then with accelerating pace, Rohan began to transform. He re-enrolled in university, this time with a newfound dedication. His grades improved dramatically. He joined student clubs, taking on leadership roles. He started a small online venture, applying his creative talents, something he had always dreamed of but never acted upon. The people around him noticed the change, the vibrant energy, the purposeful stride, the confident gaze. Rohan wasn't just busy, he was productive. He wasn't just living, he was thriving. His story is a powerful testament to the value of time. It teaches us that time is not merely a sequence of moments, but the very canvas upon which we paint our lives. Every brushstroke, every decision, every action or inaction leaves an indelible mark. We cannot add more hours to a day, but we can certainly add more life to our hours. The past is gone, the future is uncertain, but the present moment, this very second, is a gift. It is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to create, to connect, and to contribute. So, dear friends, as you reflect on Rohan's journey, ask yourself, how are you spending your irreplaceable moments? Are you letting them slip away like grains of sand, or are you consciously investing them in building the life you truly desire? Remember, the clock is ticking, and every second is an invitation to write a more meaningful chapter in your own wordy tale. Value your time, for it is the most precious asset you will ever possess. Start today, not tomorrow, for tomorrow is often where opportunities go to die. Make every moment count.